Now, this video is designed to help support you when you're coming to multiply 3-digit numbers by 1-digit number where we need regrouping in the ones. So we're definitely stepping away from the year 3 content that you did last year. This is the year 4, the new content for year 4. I've got some things here that might help you to understand what we do when we do the column method, when we are lining them up in columns to do a multiplication method. So things to remember. You remember that if you create 10 ones, you can also write it as 10 ones. This is regrouping. You're regrouping 10 ones into 1 10. This is how it looks with our multiplication facts, our single digit multiplication facts. You can be multiplying 2 single digits, but you can actually create an answer that's got 3 digits. And this is important. This is why the regrouping comes into play when we're doing the written method for addition. So we've got 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. So if you think about writing this way, we wouldn't actually use this method to calculate the answer, but by showing it this way, you'll understand what goes on when we do a larger calculation over here. So 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. But we don't want to write the 18 ones, we want to regroup it like this. We would write 18 like that, because if you have created a 10, you need to use the tens column. For the second one, 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. So if you were thinking about how that would look as part of a calculation, you wouldn't put 14 in the ones column, you would regroup the 10 ones into a 10, and it would look like this. And the final one, 4 multiplied by 3, is 12. If you were to write it in this way, you would have to use that column, the tens column. That's the principle behind it. That is why it's important that you think about your regrouping and what you're doing. So I'm going to do a few examples for you. Don't forget, you can pause the video, have a go yourself before I do the answer to make sure that you're understanding it, or just watch it and pause it as many times as you like, really. So the first one we're going to have a look at, 126 multiplied by 3. Okay, so remembering though, anything in the ones stays in the ones column. Anything that is a 10 stays in the tens column. Anything that is 100 stays in the hundreds column. Remember that, and you won't go too far wrong. So we know the answer to this one is going to be 18 because it's over here. Look, 6 times 3 is 18. But this is how we deal with this using the written method. So you know you're going to put 8 in the ones column, but you need to put the 10 down here. Okay, so you've got 18 because that one belongs in the tens column. 6 times 3 is 18. And you go to the next column. 3 times 2 is 6, but you've actually still got your 10 down here, so it's 7. You've got 7. You've created 7 tens. So because we know it's in the column, we don't have to keep saying 3 times 2 tens is 7 tens. We can say 3 times 2 is 6, add the 1 is 7. Then you move to the final column. 3 times 1 is 3. So the answer would be 378. This is the new part of the calculation today, isn't it? That you've created a tens when you've done this part of the multiplication. So you need to hold it there, you need to regroup it, pop it there, and just add it back on to whichever other tens you create when you come to do the next part of the calculation. In the next one we're going to have a look at is going to be 112 multiplied by 7. So we've taken this slowly approach so you can see that it's going to be linking to this calculation. We've already done the calculation, the multiplication for the ones digit. 7 multiplied by 2, 14. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 7 times 1 is 7. So the answer would be 784. And the final one is the last one, so you might want to see if you can stop and do this one and come back and check your answer after you've paused it. So 224 times 3, or the product of 224 and 3. So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. Add this 1 is 7. 3 times 2 is 6. 672. Just remember, faithfully stick to, it's a 1, it stays in the 1, it's a tens, it goes in the tens, it's hundreds, it goes in the hundreds column. The tasks are on the page for today, and this might just help you understand it that little bit more.